Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad ZAIRULEZAM YUNUS. I will be your counselor for today. So, Arif, how are you doing today? I'm alright. I think it's been common since last time we meet.
And this is about the same. I'm still feeling pretty down. I mean, I just feel really stuck and not happy, and I just don't know why.
Okay, so there's a few things going on there. So you said you're feeling stuck and not happy, and sound like you look confused. So as to what going on, what causing it? You have any suspicion about what might be cause of it?
I mean, I've been feeling like really isolated lately, because I'm stay at home. It's hard. There's not a lot people, right at my fingertips uh, to spend my time with you. No, obviously my family, but so I guess I had some friend in the neighborhood, but like our friendship just kind of fizzled out, and I ever since then it's just like I don't really feel like doing much. I just kind of feel like what's the point, and let my family take care of a lot of stuff. I used had my mother for groceries and had my father to do some work, but lately it's kind of
So, how long have you been in your state right now? How long have you been helping your family?
mm, I have done it for a long time since children, but because of study and some other stuff, I'm not really interested in going back to work or anything like that, because I know people always say you are feeling unfulfilled, like you should go back to work, but it's not if you no feel happy with it for so long. I don't think that it's being home. I think it's something inside of me.
Hmm, something changed. So, for so long time, you see, you were satisfied being yourself. So, you enjoyed that life and found satisfaction. My life, and somewhere along the line, something changed in you, and you are not happy with it. So, what is represent in terms of activities like carrying your family? Know what is what changed? Yeah.
Mm, well, when in high school, I really like to do work, like studying and helping my family. When they ask for help, sometimes I go see some friend to drink and have fun. Like I said, I had some friend around the neighborhood, so that kind of like I feel that time. But now, that stuff is just not really happening anymore. Now I can feel like it's not boredom, it's not like I don't have enough to do. It's like I don't want to do anything, but then at the same time I feel frustrated because there's nothing to do.
So, all right. So, you are frustrated with your situation, maybe with yourself a bit.
Yeah, I think a lot more with myself, because I know that I will feel better if I know maybe found more friend or found something to do with my time, but I don't want to at but I don't want to at the same time. So I frustrated with myself because I kind of know what will help, but then I don't really have the volition to do it. You're not motivated. Yeah, I'm not.
Oh, so have you received any feedback from other people about this meaning? As a mouse, notice that you are down.
I think yeah. I mean, obviously, my father always check us to know if we have something bother us or if we not to perform. I know he can tell that I'm not feeling the same, but he works, and then he has to come home and pick up my slack. So he's getting frustrated, with which I understand. And my mom has said to me that she thinks I'm not doing as much, and so it's kind of hurts. It feel like everybody's trying to tell me I'm lazy and I'm not doing enough, and it's always what like feeling, like nobody really understand how much work that goes into being a student. But then at the same time, now that I'm doing less and less, I feel like they're all right. I am lazy and I'm not doing anything.
So they used the word lazy.
No, no, that I can remember. I think my mom said like you're not doing as much as you used to, and I kind of took offense to that, even though It's kind of true. It's like I don't know. It hurt.
Oh, okay. I was painful for you. What about your father response from your performance?
I think at first we didn't really acknowledge it. It was like, I took a break here. He picked up the sled and it was fine. But now that it's been more and more, he's kind of getting frustrated. And he's been asking me about how I feel and why I'm not doing as much as the same time. Like, even though he knows that I'm not motivated, it's still frustrating because it's my responsibility. So I think he's been saying like, I need you to do more around the house. Pretty much is what he said. I need you to do more.
So, what was your response to that? And I said I need you to do more.
Uh, I I started crying because I know he's right, and that's what I tell myself every day, that I need to do more, but I don't have the motivation to do it. And
Okay.
so I'm frustrated with myself. I know that he needs that from me, and I don't know why I'm not motivated to do it.
Oh, I see. So you are not frustrated for feeling down,
Yeah,
and you are frustrated for lacking motivation. And just as little as a few months ago, you didn't feel with this fight at all, yeah?
yeah. I actually think, I've been feeling this way more like the past like 6 months or something like that. Like it was hard for me when online classes, the lecture really push the assignment and quiz do that to make me feel kind of hard. There are so many things for me to do and really make me lazy to do more work.
Okay, so many shift gear. A little bit, can you tell me about your role recently? The it's kind of typical. What you are telling me now, not being motivated down.
Sure. On Wednesday, I was having a really hard time. I'm getting out of bed, so my mother will come to wake me up. I said, it's still early and go to sleep, but when I wake up, it already noon. And then I thought, I probably should wake up to take a quiz in the morning, but when I see the time, it's still early, and I go back to sleep. Then wake up, it already late, and I miss the quiz. It really hard for me because my mother asked me to go buy food to make a breakfast, but I just eat and go back to sleep until my mother just go buy the groceries and done all the work until my little brother back from school. I wake up, but it really late. I just wake up at 3:30 p.m. and eat some food and go back to sleep again.
Oh, all right. This is you. So this was recently, right? What would the idea look like that same day? And do you wish you could have done?
I wish that I will wake up, and I want to wake up. When I want to wake up for classes, it really hard to do. I barely get up early in the morning. I used to do some course that I like. I will do different things on different days and different days of the month and stuff. So like bedding will get washed one day in the week and that kind of thing. So I will probably like follow that list nowadays. I just if it gets done, it gets done. And usually really like to help my father at farm and study for subject. Then watching TV together in one family sometime with this. But now
All right. So it's fairly wide discrepancy to where you are in terms of behavior, right? And where you want to be. All right. So let me ask you a very specific question about one of the first thing in the day. He or she would mention that what time to get up. All right. You didn't. So you were awake and aware, but you went back to sleep, of course. Your father got up and he took care of things, right? How did you feel allowing that to happen? Because clearly that's not what you want, right? To happen. So How do you feel about oversleeping?
I just like that the alarm goes off and I know it's time to get up and my mother will come to wake me up and I just look at the clock and I think what's the point, and it's just this instant feeling of I can't even describe it, like pointlessness of getting up, and so I go back to sleep. But I feel worse for doing it, like it's a catch 22. Like if I don't want to wake up, I just don't want to. But then when I go back to sleep, I feel bad. I feel guilty.
Okay, so I'm not getting up at the time you want and you feel guilty. And but you also mentioned something that you thought, which was I was not mistaken. You said, "What's the point? Can you expand on that?"
It just like when I'm sleeping, I don't realize how sad I am, and I don't realize how hard it is to function when I'm sleeping. I'm not aware of that, and as soon as I wake up, I just have this feeling of like, what's the point of getting up and experiencing this feeling when I could go back to sleep and not have to.
Hmm. So, okay, what's the point of getting up when sleeping? Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yes. But when you do get up, you feel so sad and guilty about having oversleep.
Yeah, definitely.
So really functionally, what you are doing is you are delaying experiencing the pain. And then in terms of how it affect your relationship with your family, you are not getting up and your father getting little angrier and or you have really brought yourself in a couple extra hour of sleep and then presumably without paying because you are sleeping, but you are not really escaping it. So that makes sense, yeah? Before, when you feel more satisfaction and purpose, do you get up and help your mother?
Yeah, it was so easy. I was just like, I will wake up and I will be like, okay, it's time to get up and get out of the bed and get ready to go. I mean, sometimes if I was a little bit tired, it will be a little bit hard, but it's not, as a stay at home. Mom, I usually get enough sleep for the most part now. That's the assignment getting more, and do that is and everything, so it's not usually too hard to get up, and I will it will be another good day. I will be glad to get up and take care of the things that I needed to take care, and I feel accomplished.
Mm. So maybe that's what's going on here. I never know it could help. Remember? Over the last few sessions, we talked about cognitive behavior therapy and different techniques that I will be using and different things that we are talking about sometimes with behavior, the behavior that useful, which in case I assuming we can agree is the getting up on time behavior that useful has to come first even if the feeling doesn't match, right? So sleeping those extra, I presume you a couple hour delays you feeling sad and it cause other problem if you were to getting up on one time, you might still feel sad, right? So because that's why you oversleeping. You are sleeping longer to avoid that, but functional part of being a house of being a family member as you identify would be complicated. So maybe some of those feeling of sadness and guilt over time a bit because functionally speaking or completing the tasks that you want was thought about that is it in the moment. It's easy for me to say the snack right about in the moment, like for instance when you have to get how about tomorrow you're going to be facing the same challenge which is I can get up now and feel depressed, or I can wait and feel depressed later. So in that moment, it's hard to act on behavior. Did you kind of know you want to move toward? I mean, it sounds like you want to get up.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I want everything to be a normal again, and I guess I never really thought of it like then that like I just thought, well, if I'm waking up at the right time and I'm just feeling bad, then like I said, what's the point? That I guess it make makes sense. Like even if I don't feel like doing it, maybe it will make me feel better if I do it, even if it's hard, because nothing really harder than what I'm already going through.
So it seems like you are you are more or less making things worse, right? In an effort to avoid the pain that you are going to suffer. Anyway, if you are making the pain worse and just delaying it a little bit, right? Of what the talk we talked about before about automatic talks. There are lots to come up when your belief system makes those different situations occur. When you have that thoughts that this is pointless, and I'm going to expand on the thought a little. And what say you want to know what that thought really getting at? I can avoid this pain if I sleep a little while longer. That is a version that thought it will make it.
And also, I guess I thought that no, it wouldn't really be that be difficult to get up.
Okay, you are also minimizing the benefits.
Yeah.
Oh, so there's a couple thing going on, right? I can avoid the pain by sleeping in, and there really is no point that to getting up because I won't do any good anyway. Yeah. What's editor response is the self-talk. We talk about those things we constantly think to ourselves. Could you apply it in that moment when you are, whatever time you are getting up in the morning, when you are thinking about this and that thoughts come in that it doesn't really matter if I get up anyway.
I mean, I guess I could tell myself like I can do this, like instead of when I say to myself, what's the point instead? I can say I can do this. I can get out of it. It will be okay. I can. I am strong enough, even though it's hard to push through the pain and get up now. Even though I don't want to, I can. I say I can do this.
Okay, so you have adaptive response. I'm strong enough. I can get through this, but it will be difficult, right? How about the value of getting out earlier and go to classes and help your family when you have free time? So right now is telling you that's not valuable, but I think that's your belief. It is value.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's valuable. I guess what my frustration is that I know it's valuable and it used to give me like an emotional payoff of like pride and satisfaction, and now I'm not getting that anymore. So I guess I need to realize that even though I'm not getting it right now, if I keep trying, maybe it will happen again because it did happen before. What?
Seems logical that you have higher probability of getting that back. If you do get up, then if you may guess that is true.
Yeah, don't never get the satisfaction of setting my schedule for homework and helping my family to do things.
So let's see if it was 0% chance or successfully moving fast. This with a slipping in, and you have some other probability greater than zero if you do. I never thought about it like that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So even though getting up early is going to be painful and going to seem like not practical, move surgically, you know that it has a better chance of paying off for you. And I think that with this type of what you are going through is probably a depression right now. Um, what I think that I like to talk to you further to make you going through is probably depression. And what's going on? It seems like you and sometimes with depression just have to get one thing's going on your way to each day, right? So I'm not saying necessarily tomorrow you have to get up in one time and then go help your father to do heavy works, or sometimes like that. Here it is more like, can I do this one thing? Can I prove it to myself? Just what I'm saying, which is I'm strong enough to get up and attend class and have one victory for tomorrow. So I didn't put on that again, yeah. And for that, going on be playing those adaptive response back, right? Thinking those thoughts whenever it just thinking them, in your mind, you are thinking and saying sometimes it's helpful just to say they out loud.
Not letting the negative to take over because that's what I'm thinking. Like, okay, I can get up to go classes in the morning, but after that, I'm going to start thinking, what's the point again? Like, what? Why don't I just sit down? There's no point. So if I can keep reminding myself that I just have to try and that I did accomplish something, and then even though it's hard and I know that those two are going to come back and then I'm going to feel bad. If I don't do anything, I'm not going to feel any better.
Hmm. So you have a good handle on the adaptive responsive. It sounds like right, and you know what you have to say too, but you know what you want to do. I will see you again in a week, and there will be 5 days in there between now and I see again. We will have to decide that it's when I get up for morning classes online or not, right? So I want you to give it a try. I want you to give it a try, the adaptive responses, and try to push through with the behavior. Now, it's important to keep in mind that we have 5 days between now and I see you again. Like 5 business day or school day, and you may not succeed every day. Goodness, that it's okay, right? Sometimes the setback, like you could get up early 2 days in a row, and then you get setback that third day. Don't let that wash away. Those success is by day five. So I think of it in terms of a week. I want you to try to think of in terms of what I have to do today, not worrying about the future and not worrying about you down in the past. Okay, the moment we really can live is now to try to stay present. A moment recite those adaptive responsive and try to push for that, just that one victory. Okay, try that. All right, so work on that and continue with the homework. So let me get the CBT homework and I'll be giving you, and I will see you next time. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you too.